The demonstration shown in this video is intended to provide an overview on how to program the 3M101 series automated integrity test device. For additional programming instruction, please refer to the operations manual supplied with the device or contact 3M Purification Technical Support. The 3M101 series automated integrity test device can be programmed to test all membrane filter configurations. The following information is required to program a test via the device: pore size, diffusion rate, test pressure, upstream housing volume, and the number of filter cartridges in the housing. Each of these parameters will be discussed in detail later. To activate the device, press the Start button on the device keypad. Press the Star button on the device keypad when prompted to continue. A series of messages displays. Do not press any keys until the main menu screen appears. Test filter will display at the main menu screen. To access each of the 5 main menu options, press either the up or the down arrow on the device keypad. The main menu options include Test Filter, Test Results, Test Programs, Set Clock, and Service. The purpose of this video is to provide assistance on programming the device, so press either the up or the down arrow until Test Programs is reached. Press the Start button. Using the keypad, select a number to identify and store the test program on the device. This number must be between 1 and 19. Note that the numbers move from right to left on the display when entered. For example, pressing the number 3 now results in the display showing the number 13. The 1 previously entered moved from right to left. Again, note that the maximum number of programs that can be stored is 19, so if another number is entered now, both the 1 and the 3 disappear from view and just the 8 remains. Note that the number entry technique is the same for all relevant subsequent programming menus. Be sure to select a program number that is unused, or, if used, understand that programming information already present will be overwritten if a new program is entered. After the program number is selected, press the up arrow. This is where pore size of the filter cartridge to be tested must be entered. This information can be found on the label attached to every filter cartridge bag. Note that the pore size value entered must be between 0.1 and 2 micron. There is a small, right-pointing wedge located to the left of the value entered. When this wedge is filled in, the value entered is acceptable, and you may advance to the next menu screen. Note that this wedge will be present in all relevant subsequent programming menus. After the pore size is selected, press the up arrow twice. This is where the maximum acceptable diffusion rate per filter cartridge must be entered. This information can be obtained from literature sheets for the filter cartridge being tested. Note that values are expressed per 10-inch filter cartridge. If the filter cartridge or cartridges to be tested are 5 inches, 20 inches, 30 inches, or 40 inches, use simple multiplication to calculate the maximum allowable diffusion rate. Note that the maximum diffusion rate per filter cartridge entered must be between 0.1 and 999 milliliters per minute. After the maximum diffusion rate per filter cartridge is selected, press the up arrow. This is where the number of filter cartridges to be tested must be entered. Note that the number entered must be between 1 and 99. After the number of filter cartridges to be tested is selected, press the up arrow. This is where the test pressure must be entered. This information can be obtained from literature sheets for the filter cartridge being tested. Note that the test pressure entered must be between 0.73 and 60 psi. After the test pressure is selected, press the up arrow. This is where the stabilization time must be entered. Note that a stabilization time duration of 60 to 300 seconds is typical. After the stabilization time is selected, press the up arrow. This is where the test time must be entered. Note that a test time duration of 60 to 300 seconds is typical. After the test time has been entered, press the up arrow. This is where the upstream volume of the filter housing must be entered. Simply locate the 3M Purification filter housing ID and the number of filter cartridges tested to identify the upstream volume. If a non-3M Purification filter housing is used, please consult with 3M Purification technical support. Note that the upstream volume entered must be at least 10 milliliters. After the upstream volume is selected, press the up arrow. This is the filter type screen where the length of the filter cartridges to be tested will be programmed. Press the pound button followed by the star button to prepare for programming. The displayed numbers indicate the number of filter cartridges to be tested, their length, and their pore size. The number of filter cartridges to be tested and their corresponding pore size was previously entered. Now the filter cartridge length information will be programmed. Press the 5 for testing 5-inch filter cartridges, the 1 for testing 10-inch filter cartridges, the 2 for testing 20-inch filter cartridges, the 3 for testing 30-inch filter cartridges, and the 4 for testing 40-inch filter cartridges. For our current example, we will assume we are using 40-inch filter cartridges. Press the up arrow. This is where the filter cartridge lot number can be entered, if desired. Enter up to 8 numerals. Note that letters are not possible for entry. Thus, it is advised that a letter's numeric counterpart be used or omitted entirely. If an error occurs during entry, simply press the pound button to reset. Press the up arrow. This is where the filter cartridge serial number can be entered, if desired. As with lot number entry, up to 8 numerals are allowed and letters are not possible. Again, if an error occurs during entry, simply press the pound button to reset. Press the up arrow. This is the entry screen to identify the filter housing used, if desired. Letters comprise most of the housing descriptors, so it is recommended this entry is skipped when programming via the device. Press the up arrow on the device keypad. This is the entry screen to identify the fluid type used for testing. Press the star button on the device keypad to scroll through 3 choices: water, IPA and water, or product. Note that these are the only choices available. Also, entry on the screen is not mandatory to conduct a test. It is a purely optional entry for informational purposes only. Press the up arrow on the device to complete the programming phase. Press the up arrow on the device again to display the maximum allowable diffusion rate for the program test. Press the up arrow on the device again to display the maximum allowable pressure drop per minute for the program test. Pressing the up arrow on the device again will return you to the main menu. The programming phase is now complete. If more specific detail regarding any part of this video is required, please contact 3M Purification technical support.